45 years ago, my family arrived in Canada as refugees, welcomed by people who opened their hearts to strangers in need. I wasn't born yet, but their journey and the kindness behind it has shaped every part of the life that I know. Over time, I've come to understand just how powerful that generosity was. Thousands of Canadians chose to help families like mine start over and imagine a future beyond displacement. That choice didn't just change lives, it shaped generations. Grandpa and Grandma Lee are two of those people. But to us, they're not just sponsors, they're truly family. What started as an act of generosity has grown into a bond filled with care, support, and so many shared moments. Having them in our lives has been a true blessing. I know there are still so many stories unspoken and questions never asked. This is just a small way of reflecting on where we came from and recognizing those we'll always be grateful for.
This
is 1945. This is, you have my layout, Mama.
Hi.
Yeah, this is her and this is her mom together. Does it look like her now? Can you recognize her from this young photo of her?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, go ahead, see.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that Tanya was born in Hanoi.
Oh yeah? Margaret 話佢唔知原來Tanya 即係Holly 媽咪係喺Hanoi 出世嘅喎。
係好
Yeah, Hanoi.
個個都係越南出世。
Yeah, everywhere. All the kids were born in Vietnam. Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Did you have any brothers or sisters?
佢問你媽咪有冇其他細路仔添？你有冇其他？你有冇？
我有兩個生到我嗰陣時，我唔知3歲咩嘢，又生兩個媽，一個女一個男，生媽。咁咧就1945年就即係太過困難啊嘛，冇揾到食咯，咁啊寄俾嗰個叫做乜嘢啊？
係咪寄養嘅？
係寄養，不過係即係教堂會啊，叫做 master。專門養啲細路哥係咁樣，咁啊我阿媽真係去寄，佢諗住寄咧，到佢幾歲咧又攞翻，收尾幾歲我阿媽去攞，俾錢攞翻，佢唔俾，佢帶咗我個妹，細佬去咗法國，咁我哋冇聯絡。
Yeah, so she actually had twins after Rainbow, a boy and a girl, but because life was too hard in the 40s. She had to give them to a church in Vietnam for adoption. And then she was thinking, once I earned enough money and I could take care of my family, I'll go back to the church and I'll, ask for them back. And when she did, in a few years' time, the church had told them that they have already been adopted to France at that time. So she never saw her children again.
No, that's hard.
Why?
Yeah. Wow, 好艱難嚟咁樣，好艱苦。
45年，我42年出世，咁佢45年咗，有孖仔添。
It was very tough, yeah. It was 3 years after she was born, so yeah.
呢個係我間屋。
She wanted to show you her. This was so this is
Vietnam.
Her home in Vietnam. So now that's what it looks like. So this is when they went back in 2024. 邊對面啊 Yeah, she said it's right across from a lake. It was a really nice home.
Beautiful. 而家好多
Now it's a store.
貴過呢度好多。
She's like, it's really expensive now. It's a really valuable home now.
Wow.
But yeah, this is what it looked like in the past. So this is a few years back. But this was the most recent photo. This is 2024. It's one of the sponsor families as well that went back to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Sponsor.
Yeah,
remember when they
David,
went
yeah.
to go Vietnam and
David,
take my home and he take the picture.
Yeah, so this is the home.
Just last year and from Kenya and go last year.
Yeah, so Grandma was saying before
Very nice home.
Now it's like a business district, so it's a retail building now. Yeah.
I was always wondering, we helped to sponsor three families, and we didn't really understand what the pressures were in Hanoi, in Vietnam. I mean, I knew that there was a war that had gone on and so forth, but your family seemed to be quite successful in Hanoi, and yet you're forced out. Why?
75年已經開始有時時77年開始太好多啦，就佢話我哋係華僑，因為我哋冇入越南籍，我哋係華僑，咁所以佢話叫我有個仔嘛，叫俾我個仔去當兵，咁我唔肯，我話我哋華僑我唔肯嘅，咁所以佢話咁你要返中國，即係嘅壓力我哋要返中國，咁我買有屋啦，佢話你買屋先，但係你個地係正越南。你唔可以有權買。
咁婆婆你係咪都係喺越南出世？
我都係越南出世，我媽
咁嗰陣排華，咁佢哋就要你哋出，
就叫我哋日日都有人嚟問我哋，你要返中國自己，即係冇整得好唔開心嘅，日日都住俾人哋係咁講。咁不如我哋咪準備翻嚟，我哋準備翻嚟先咧，佢就抄我間屋先，抄我間屋就攞晒我啲嘢係
值錢嘅。
攞晒啲家私，乜嘢都攞晒係。呢個香港就難民營。
This is when they got to the refugee camp in Hong Kong.
Oh my goodness.
How long were you in Hong Kong before you came to Canada?
10 months. 10 months.
When you left Hanoi, one of the things that I was confused about is it sounded like you had to take two different boats. There were accidents or something before you could, and then you got from Hanoi to China and then from China to Hong Kong. Is that right?
因為我哋中線爛咗，中國幫我哋整完我哋又去完又爛。收尾我哋又夾錢，又再買第三次船先去到北海。
So it was one boat. All the family were together on one boat, and then they did go to China first, but it was because the boat broke down. So then they had to repair in China, and then it broke down again. So then they had to. That's where the second boat, a third boat came in because they had to buy it. They pulled together money to buy another boat. To leave China to Hong Kong.
邊個冇錢就冇得去啦，因為你要夾錢買船先有得去啊嘛。
真係啊！
真係。
Wow.
你冇夾錢邊度有邊個俾？
So it was the conditions were so harsh and it was a really tough time. So whoever actually didn't have enough money to pull together to get the new boat, they actually didn't get to make the journey over to Hong Kong.
哇！我仲有7兩金，即係最後7兩喎。咁我話我7兩個俾晒你哋啦，你俾我哋family係咯，佢俾我先生以為我冇晒啊嘛，我哋翻中國俾屋你住，你唔需要俾錢添嘛，但係我話冇，我哋都係實在我都話去香港，我都唔識香港喺邊度，我都唔識乜嘢噶，去咪去咯，死咪大家死咯，使晒啲錢。
Yeah. So
使晒啲金。
The remaining money that she had in gold. At the time, we had to pull together money. She's like, "Take it all. Just please accept our entire family." And so she gave every last cent that she had on her for the boat. And she never even been to Hong Kong before at that point. And she didn't know what gave her the courage. You know, she's like, if we die, then we'll die together. Just everyone has to be together. And she said, just take everything I have now, and we'll figure it out once we make it there.
哇！你知好大個勇氣，我冇晒咯。
佢好Margaret 好犀利，
好犀利，即係自己冇晒咪冇晒啦。總之話希望等我啲仔女得去外國等讀書，希望咁。但係你都唔識邊個養我哋啊？都冇諗到嗰層。我媽嗰陣時佢又想話翻去中國，佢話我自己翻去中國等你哋去咯。我哋話冇得，我一定係要帶埋阿婆去。
So apparently at first Grandma's mom thought about just staying in China, like going to China from Vietnam. And she said, you know, to her family, you guys go, maybe I'll be a burden or I won't be used to the situation there. And, you know, Grandma said, no, like I only have one mom, you're coming with us for a family. And that's how they came together.
我唔俾佢自己個人，我要翻去到北海，我叫我阿叔講俾我阿媽聽，一定係要帶你去， 我冇辦法俾你自己個人返去中國。
Yeah, she's like, I can't let you go to China alone by yourself. You have to come with me. You have to come with me.
Well, I'm grateful that you made that decision because while I really couldn't talk to her, I felt a special spirit. I felt a love between us. I think it was amazing how when we would come and I would see her and she would see me, I felt a special connection.
So this is Grandma here in this picture.
Marco, 呢個係咪你媽咪？
係。
Yeah, this is her mom.
40幾歲到。
Oh, I think she was in her 40s in this photo.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Single mom. I 40. My dad died.
Yeah, when she was 4, her dad passed away.
When we would come to visit the Lee family when they're getting settled in, Grandma was there every time, we went to the home, and she just made us feel so comfortable. She would offer my husband a beer. He doesn't drink alcohol at all, and every time, I don't know for how long, maybe all the time that we saw her, she offered him a beer, bring us beautiful oranges, and she couldn't communicate, but by her actions, you knew that she was appreciative of being here and being sponsored. But what a lovely lady. We loved her.
我得1個月佢哋擔保我，1個月我去揾工做。佢細路哥返學，我哋2個去揾工做，因為我成日都佢哋嚟又俾錢我，即係自己覺得個意唔係啊嘛，咁唔應該係咁樣，我去揾工做，嗰時做都3蚊幾1個鐘啫嘛。
就係咪覺得佢哋已經幫咗你哋好多啦，所以唔想再收你啲錢？
租咗政府屋得年半，好平啊嘛。90蚊啫，咁我哋去做工，應該我哋得去讀書，佢哋話俾我去讀書1年啊，我係冇讀啦，我去揾工，等啲細路哥返學。
唔想佢哋俾咁多錢啊。She said she remembers that when you guys sponsored her family over, she actually had the opportunity. You guys gave her the opportunity to go to school in Canada, but she didn't do that because she wanted to work right away, and because she felt your families had helped her family so much already, and every time you would visit you would try to give her family money, spending money, and she felt so guilty that you guys were still spending so much money on their family that she wanted to work right away. So after a month of settling down, she went to find like part-time jobs and because she felt
hard
bad.
workers.
She felt bad about taking money. She felt like you guys had. She was so thankful, for all the things that you've done for her family already.
You know what? And they showed so often. Every time they were grateful for the freedom that they had in the country, and you could tell that they were really appreciative of being able to come.
我就幾時我都記得我個最細個女阿貓嘅帶個片啊，我哋南邊有片又咁飛買佢，我真係幾舒服啊！我話我幾時我都覺得我冇識畫出嚟，我畫出嚟我會畫出嚟你睇，嗰個情形我好感動，佢哋帶嚟俾我好感動。
One thing she says that she feels is so memorable and it's kind of etched into her soul. One thing that she can't forget is how Margaret came over and she brought diapers for the baby, and she said we didn't have that in Vietnam. We didn't, and she saw how comfortable it made her daughter, and she's forever grateful for that gesture. And she'll never forget it. And that's something that she won't forget. And she felt so touched by that gesture.
And it was such an honor. Their Chinese, Vietnamese names were hard for Canadians to pronounce and stuff. And we were so proud, just felt warm inside that Sarah and Lisa, the last 2 kids of theirs, took on our daughter's names, Sarah and Lisa. I know, it was just wonderful.
About the same ages.
Same ages.
Just a little older.
Yeah, they did.
即係緊佢哋咧，因為嗰陣時都唔識係乜嘢改，咁佢哋自動即係我都唔識，佢哋緊佢哋兩個女個名咯。咁我冇理你嗰啲。
When they first came, that we took them out. I don't know, it was probably Elaine or myself, and we had to teach you, where the groceries are, how to use the bus, how to use the bank, just every little thing that, so strange to them. And it was a wonderful thing. I'm sure glad I was part of that. But they became so self-sufficient so quickly. They were working hard, and Grandma was looking after the kids. Some were in schools, and Lisa was at home. So anyway, what a great family. They've supported each other over the years even.
One time, I think it was for a Thanksgiving dinner, we invited your family to come and have Thanksgiving dinner with us. And I don't think you had ever seen a cooked turkey and things like that. So it was do you remember that?
Yeah, she was like first time seeing it. She's like, I've never seen a chicken so big. She's thinking.
以前喺越南嗰啲人話去外國讀書，佢話我喺外國咧食雞飽。我話你講法大話，邊有食雞飽啊？我哋一年最多係2-3隻雞拜神啊，咩節日有得食啊嘛，係咪？平時邊有雞肉食啊？原來真係。
She said when she was living in Vietnam before, right? And there were kids that went abroad for school, and they would come back and say, "Oh, in the West, we would like be full from chicken, right? Be full from eating chicken." And it was a surprise for her. She's like, "Oh, you must be lying," because in Vietnam at the time, they only had chicken when it was special holidays or a special time, because it was so rare to have even enough protein like that. So when she came, she was like, "Oh my gosh, it's true. You guys have all the chicken that you guys want here." That's
big ones.
Yeah, and the big ones too. She said.
One time, first time, Wow.
What was it that you were surprised with the corn on the cob or what was that?
In those days, we made when we doing a big turkey dinner, we had all sorts of side dishes, and we had corn on the cob there, and a fruit salad. It's just a lot of different fruits with whipped cream and stuff, and they really didn't know how you ate that, and so you just kind of zipped your mouth while they ate it the best they could. And they took the fruit salad and covered the whole corn in the cob and then ate it.
Because I think they saw us putting butter on the corn cob, but so that this was there, they had the fruit salad with whipped cream, and
put it right down
we're
the
sitting
cob.
there putting it on the corn cob. I said, "Whoa, that's interesting."
佢話佢好又記得，可能你哋第一次見即係呢啲外國嘢啊嘛。咁嗰陣佢咁樣子嗰陣，除咗火雞之後，有其他嗰啲 side dishes， 有沙律啦。佢嗰陣係生果沙律，咁係有 whipped cream 啊嘛，跟住又有粟米，成條粟米咁樣。佢話嗰陣佢又唔想去。即係話多講咁教你哋點食，即係你哋點食就點食，所以睇你哋點食啦。咁佢話可能你哋見到佢哋之前食粟米嗰陣係用 butter 牛油，咁你哋佢話見到有啲細路仔開始用啲生果沙律塗咗喺嗰個粟米嗰度食，跟住話哇佢哋覺得咁出奇咁樣。
佢冇知乜嘢，佢睇見你咁學係咁食㗎嘛。
Yeah, she's like they didn't know, and like we just saw what you guys did and try to pretend to do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new experience.
Yeah.
What was your motivation, I guess? Like, why did you want to sponsor families at that time?
I think it was, we were so blessed and, fairly secure in our making, my husband making a living for us. But when you have something and other people don't, it's really important that you share. And by sharing it, my gosh, we got more than we gave. Such a fantastic family.
because the government said, you know, here are these people, and you could sponsor, you could pick. And I remember just being impressed that here was a family that they had mentioned that they were having difficulties finding sponsors for. And I thought, that's really the very best family, because I could see that the family was held together. And your feelings about your mother, it reinforces that I was right. This is a special family. There's a family unity, and even though their life is being significantly disrupted because of being forced out, we've got multiple generation here. We've got a grandmother, a mother and father, and children, and because of our beliefs, how important the family unit is, said this is a great opportunity. And fortunately, we've been blessed that you've invited us to be a part of your family.
啱啱阿 Holly 就問阿 Grandma Lee 就問點解佢哋嗰陣想做擔保人嘅？因為唔係個個都要想做噶嘛。咁點解嗰陣佢哋想去擔保呢啲難民家庭過嚟？咁Grandma Lee 就話，因為嗰陣佢哋其實生活都覺得舒舒服服嘅。咁佢話，當你有多嘅時候，一定要分享俾其他人。佢嘅信念就係咁樣。你有多嘅時候，你要分享俾其他人，要幫助其他人。咁佢話呢個舉動，即係佢作出呢個舉動，幫助其他人之後，佢收穫嘅仲多過佢付出嘅，佢自己感覺到。
One of the things I guess that we felt was that you invited us to be a part of your family, that you invited us to be involved and made us feel welcome that way. And it seemed like that you did a lot more work to help wanting to have your family understand us. And it seems like other refugee families didn't do that. When you moved into the new home, I don't remember how long it was after you moved in the home, but not too long, you made the most wonderful meal for your sponsors. It was the best food that I'd ever had. So, you know, I was amazed at what you did, because it just really demonstrated that your family and yourself worked hard to try to maintain a relationship with sponsors that most people didn't do.
佢話好記得你哋啱啱入咗新屋嗰陣，你哋請晒啲擔保人，跟住你整咗一餐佢一世食得覺得最好食嘅一餐俾佢哋食。咁佢覺得呢個舉動好表現得出你哋係好感謝你哋呢啲擔保人嘅。佢話因為佢話唔係個個家庭都係咁嘅，不過你哋係咁。係，
即係我哋幾時都係喺個心頭好記得我哋係窮冇錢啫，但係我都叫我啲仔女聖誕啦，你哋要記得買啲嘢俾記得我哋啲朋友。係咁樣，係契弟同埋呢一個朋友喺船上邊嗰陣時好餓啊嘛，啲細路哥又細，佢一煲到一煲大煲麵，佢又俾我哋一大碗，我好感激。而家我時我都同佢聯絡，我好記得你煲啲麵俾我哋食。
Yeah, she said she'll always remember what you've done and the sponsor families have done for her family in her heart. So that's why, you know, she's done the things that she did. And she said we were poor, but there are things that you can't not do. So she reminds her children to always, you know, to reach out to the sponsor families and, you know, holidays, you know, send greetings, send gifts, you know, just to remember the gift that we got and she said she also really remembers, on the same vein, on the boat, there was another family where they were making their own food. And they made extra to give to her family because they saw that she had kids. And she said she still keeps in contact with that lady that she met on the boat. Because she'll never forget the kindness that people gave her when she's down on her hardest times.
Yeah.
And that's
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
咁麥地有今日啲咁多年嚟個好朋友。
She's like, yeah, great friends for so many years now.
幫我。
And you guys helped them. 呢幾十年嚟，有冇啲嘢係你想同佢講，不過係冇機會講到嘅？咁我而家可以幫你翻譯啊。
我正希望話我啲細路哥嚟到加拿大，咁而家咧個個都讀得書，有家庭。有仔女，我真係好開心。我幾時都記得佢哋兩個個功勞。
She said she'll always remember you because now that she's in Canada and all her children have their own families and own kids and living good lives, she'll never forget what you've done for her family.
Oh, that's so sweet. They've given us more than what we've given them.
No.
She's like, no, don't say that. She's like,
幾時都記得。
We love you guys. We do love your family.
佢好愛你哋，好愛你嘅家庭。
我咁困難，咁乜嘢都冇，真係嚟到加拿大兩邊白手，真係。
You guys are.
我都冇預到，而家有咁多個孫。
Yeah, she's like, and I never expected to have so many grandchildren.
咁多個孫出嚟，而家希望個孫又結婚咁啊，有媳婦。
Fong Li, my Kaufu, is my grandmother's firstborn child and only son. He was in his 20s when our family arrived in Canada 45 years ago.
舅父，而家係啦，你想講咩嘅話，你而家講，我幫你翻譯啊。
今年我哋咧係已經45年嚟到加拿大，但係咧我哋好高興，好開心，見到佢哋好健康，其中係我哋個唔止係神父，係帶領我哋嚟到加拿大，建立呢個友誼個關係，所以咧就我哋好難忘。無論先人又好，我哋在世又好，我哋永記於心，永遠懷念嗰種45年前個友誼個關係，而且咧佢教我哋咧就做人個道理，好多學識，佢哋係一個好鏡頭，一個好榜樣嚟到令我都。
Kavu said that it's been 45 years since they've come to Canada, and they'll never forget, the things that you have done for his family. And he says, ancestors, as in his grandma, right, down to his nephew and nieces. No one will ever forget the kindness that you've shown us and their family. When they came here to Canada, and not just helping them get here, but you've also taught them a lot of life lessons as well. And he feels like you guys are great role models for the family. So he's very, very thankful, and he's very happy that the decision that you made have now blossomed into these beautiful relationships between the two families.
Thank you.
Tanya Lee, my mother, is the second oldest daughter in the family. She was only 13 years old when they arrived in Canada.
Today, I really want to take this moment and just tell you how feel so blessed and gratitude for you and Grandma Lee to be in my life. And you'll be there for me through lots of challenge time. And since the 1980, my family came to Canada, and you helped me a lot, and you motivate me, even when I don't speak to you, but I think of you. And just like my brother, he said, you make a great example for us, really. I know you have so many grandchildren and great-grandchildren, but you treat us the same like yours and my children.
Yeah.
So I really thank you for treating us like your own. And I hope you'll be proud of me, and also hopefully Andrew and Holly will make you proud.
Not just you, but your your sisters as well have helped in the way that you've helped for me to have a relationship with Andrew and Holly.
Yes.
If you didn't have that trust, but we'd have discussions and regarding your kids and university.
My children really grateful for you. Every time they have life decision, work decision, they call you up, and you just like a perfect grandpa and grandma. And
I want to be.
You have your lives with them, and you tell them, but they will pick their own path.
I think it's kind of similar to what everyone else has said, but I think your impact on us is far, far greater than just, sponsorship and everything is definitely a huge life-changing thing for our family, but even down to all those different life moments, all the big life moments where we're trying to make a decision or struggling to choose between options, I feel like we have either the conversation with you or we have the thought process of, what would Grandma and Grandpa Lee do? What would they tell you in this moment? And I feel like it's always in the back of our mind, and it helps us kind of steer the right direction. And
well, I want you to call me more. I haven't heard from you for a while, Andrew.
It's been a little while.
He just told me the other week, he was like, I need to call Grandpa Lee.
You call me. If you don't call me, I'm going to be upset.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, there's something that you should all know. If it wasn't for this lady and her outgoing personality, I would not have the joy with you that I have, because back when in 1980, I was so busy and we had a young family. If it wasn't for this good-hearted lady, we would have probably lost some contact.
I lost my mind sometime. 5 children, 3 boys that are scallywags.
So we're a team.
Absolutely.
We are. 59 years of it. Oh my goodness.
We're grateful for the wonderful people that you've brought into Canada and how you've made our lives richer, but also you've helped this country be a better place.